this is Dana and welcome to the Orchid Hut for the third video today on a featured orchid that is blooming for me for the first time in my care. And this is also an orchid that was purchased a little over a year ago, and it is labeled as Encyclia radiata. However, it has been recently grouped and is oftentimes referred to now as a Prosthechia. All right, so this species orchid has two bloom clusters. There's one here in front of the camera with 5 buds, and 3 of them are open. And then on another pseudobulb across the way, there's a spike with two buds and 1 is open. Now, this orchid has been featured before in a video that I did last year. It had a really serious problem. I believe it was some sort of bacterial disease that was caused possibly by using some rainwater that had been sitting out for a bit too long, and the pseudobulbs were beginning to turn brown and rot, and I had to begin cutting part of the plant away to save the rest of it. And at the end of this video I'll put a link to that one, and so that's the reason why this half of the pot doesn't really have any older or newer pseudobulbs in it, and it's because that's the part of the plant that had to be cut away in order to get ahead of the infection. But good news now, in addition to blooming, it has some new growth happening here. It has some new growth happening right down here. And there's a few other places at the bottom of the pseudobulbs where I see some swellings, where it will have some new growth after the blooming finishes. Now, a bonus for this one is that it is fragrant. Some will say that it smells like coconut. I don't really agree with that. I think to me anyway, it smells more like vanilla. Others say that it smells like bubblegum, and that's just really wrong, at least for how this orchid smells. So I'm going to stick with vanilla. That's what my nose is telling me. And this bloom is a little bit unusual because I like to call it the upside down bloom. It does have the lip at the top instead of at the bottom. It's a light green color, but then the lip is more ivory with some maroon colored stripes. This one, even though it only has 4 blooms open, I've been, having it in my kitchen as I was waiting to film this video, and the fragrance is filling part of the kitchen as I've just been waiting to make this video. So it is a pretty strong fragrance. Care for this one is bright filtered light. I just have it potted in regular orchid bark. It does prefer to get dry just a little bit before watering it again. Okay, great species orchid. Relatively easy to grow considering that it's a species, and one to keep your eye out for if you don't have it in your collection already. Okay, so this is the last of my featured orchid videos for today. Thanks so much for watching, and talk to you next time.